What is up, Anchored? It's week 4 of our Explain series, and I just hope everyone is having an awesome week so far, and hopefully this will bring you a little bit more joy. First off, it was awesome to see everybody in person last week. That was great for the ones that were able to show up. We loved seeing it after a 2-week hiatus. So hopefully we'll get to see y'all again this week. That is the plan as of now, for the foreseeable future anyway. Unless you hear otherwise on your Touch Base Tuesday, we will be meeting in person again. It'll be the masks and the distancing and the hand sanitizer and such, but we still get to meet in person. We still get to see your lovely faces, and we still get to spend time together building an authentic relationship with Jesus. So that being said, week 4 is our buddy Trey, and he is talking about the difference of having the Bible in your hearts as opposed to using the Bible for like a Google search engine. So it's pretty interesting stuff, and he puts it in a very awesome way to relate it to you. You know, that's the whole point of this series, is being able to tie yourself to the Bible and getting to know God. So if you're paying attention, last week's song was Chainbreaker by Zach Williams, and that's actually a personal favorite. That is on my playlist. I love the harmony in it. I love the words. I love the meaning. You know, it's kind of a grassroots style country-ish song that just, I don't know, it gets me motivated. It makes me happy. It gives me chills. It just gets me going in the morning. So check that out if you haven't already. I'm sure it's pretty popular song. You might have heard it already, but anyhow, look it up. So this week, after our videos, we have another new episode of the Paul and Rachel Show, but it's a little bit different because it's the quarantined version. So we're just gonna call it a bit chaotic, but it's very entertaining. So you'll have to stay tuned and check it out. As always, you guys are loved, and I hope you enjoy this.
So let's start today with an important question. Have you ever heard of a pogo stick? The best way I can describe it is a stick that bounces. Now, they were huge back in the day when I was a kid, which wasn't that long ago, and they've tried to make a comeback a few times. If you search the term insane pogo stunts, it's worth a YouTube session one day if you're bored. Now, this past Christmas, I got my son one for one of his presents. I was so excited. I had visions of me being the gift giver of the year, but as it turns out, my son doesn't weigh enough to get the springs to go up and down when he jumps. So now the pogo stick is leaning against a wall in our garage, gathering dust, and maybe next to 1 or 2 other failed Christmas presents. And in the same place it's been since Christmas. Let's say that the Gift Giver of the Year award went to the dad down the street who got his daughter a puppy. The old pogo stick didn't deliver the way I hoped it would. Now, you've probably experienced that before. Maybe you got a gift or spent your money on something you were pumped to get, but then you discovered that it wasn't all it was hyped up to be. You were expecting more, and you got less. Well, in this series, we've been talking about the Bible. And if we're honest, sometimes the Bible can feel the same way. Like it's not all it's hyped up to be. For you, maybe the Bible hasn't delivered what you were told it would. For example, maybe you've heard the Bible described as a guidebook or an instruction manual. Maybe you've heard it described as a place to find a solution to all your problems. Maybe you've been told that any question you have about life, the Bible has the answer. Maybe the Bible seems like it should work like Google. Got a question? Bible it. But we all know that isn't true. We can't search the Bible for info we want about TikTok or clout or Taco Bell nacho fries. I mean, the Bible doesn't even specifically address the topic of dating. How could it possibly have something to say to us about our lives today? Sometimes, in fact, it seems like the Bible answers the questions we're not asking. Like, what to do if there's conflict between church leaders? Or how was the nation of Israel formed? Or who was Jesus' great grandpa? And sometimes it feels like the Bible doesn't answer the questions we are asking. Like, when am I gonna have my first boyfriend or girlfriend? How can I get my little sister to stop bothering me? Why is my schoolwork so exhausting and stressful? I mean, does it even matter? And this leaves us wondering, if the Bible doesn't really answer my questions, then is it really useful? Okay, pause. Since we're in church, you probably won't hear anyone say, no, the Bible's not useful. Plus, almost every church has some people in it who would confidently say that the Bible has changed their lives. So what do they have that we don't? What are we missing? What needs to be explained to us when it comes to the Bible? And you know what? Those are actually great questions. And it's what we're gonna spend the next few minutes talking about. Now, to get answers for the questions that we have about what the Bible should be for us, we're gonna take a look at a passage of scripture from a book called Psalms. This is a collection of poems and songs and prayers from people about their experience with God or their circumstances. We're gonna look at Psalm 119. The writer says this: "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." And we all understand the idea of having light. We know the good that it serves. Nobody wants to drive at night with the headlights off, right? Nobody wants the electricity to go out in the place where we live. Nobody likes to try to find the way to the bathroom in the middle of the night, in the dark. Because when it's dark, light makes all the difference. And the writer is saying that God's word is a light for the path of our lives, which is great, but it's also saying what it's not. It's like headlights, but not a GPS. It's like a headlamp, but not a map. It's like a flashlight, but not a survival guide. Okay, imagine a magic 8-ball. One of those like cheap toys that you're supposed to shake and ask questions, and the little contraption inside gives you like some kind of random answer, right? Now imagine asking this $10 toy to decide what you're going to do after graduation. Magic 8-ball, what college should I apply to? And you shake it and it says, you may rely on it. Great. What does that mean? Should I go to any school? Should I stay in state? What should I major in? Don't you even care about that, Magic 8-ball? I mean, of course I'm being silly, but you get it. This isn't helpful for that. Or imagine if I tried to use my phone's GPS to deal with my friend drama. I feel like I would type it in and it would just keep saying rerouting, like over and over and over again. And even if there was an instruction manual for dating, let's be honest, no one ever reads instruction manuals. I spend more time in my car than anywhere else. If it breaks, my whole life is put on hold until it's fixed. But do I ever read the instruction manual? Nope. Now, do you see the difference? A map, a GPS, or instruction manual will clearly tell you what to do and where to go. The Bible doesn't do that. But what the Bible does do is it will light up where you're at and show you what you may want to watch out for. But it doesn't always tell you an exact answer like we often want. A light illuminates your path so you're better equipped to make the best choice. Most of the time, however, we get frustrated because we want the Bible to give us specific answers. Instead, the Bible lights up the whole picture. It helps us connect all the pieces in our lives. And because of the Bible, we can see a lot more and a lot more clearly, and then move forward and make the best choices. Simply put, I like to think of it this way. The Bible brings things to light. So instead of seeing the Bible as an instruction manual, we can look at it like a light that guides us. It's a light for our path as we take steps forward. It can help us navigate paths that feel uncertain or scary or confusing. And the light doesn't force you to go a certain way, but it gives you the opportunity to use wisdom to take the next right step. And the dark so often feels uncertain and scary and unknown. And if you've ever been in the dark, then you know that light is helpful before an emergency becomes an emergency, right? That's why you turn on the headlights before you start driving, so you don't crash your car. The Bible works the same way. It gives us light before we stumble into trouble. It's helpful to us way before we ever need it. Now, earlier in Psalm 119, the writer says this: "I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you." That's how we should use God's word. not as a genie or a magic 8-ball or Google Maps app or an instruction manual that we only turn to when we're desperate for help, but instead as a light that's turned on ahead of time, hidden in our hearts and tucked in our minds and our memories. When something comes up, we're ready for it. We have what we need. When we hide God's word in our hearts, we're prepared to make the best and wisest decisions possible. We avoid trouble. We avoid hurting ourselves. We avoid hurting others. And at some point, we'll all face decisions where we need answers. And it'll be tempting to treat the Bible like Google and search for specific answers. But when we treat the Bible that way, it can actually lead to more confusion. Now, on the other hand, when we use the Bible as a light and a lamp, we see the bigger picture. The entire path is illuminated. It doesn't mean that our immediate questions get immediate answers, but it does mean that we'll see all of life with more clarity. So here's the thing. The Bible is something that you have to spend time with. If you want to learn to play the guitar or crush a new video game or learn the lyrics to every Billie Eilish song, you have to spend some time working at it. It takes time. And the more time you spend with it, the more you know it. The Bible is the same way. The more you use it as a light, the more you'll see that the Bible is best understood this way. It's not an instruction manual. It's a light to show you what's ahead. It helps you correct things before they go wrong. Now, this happens when we learn from the experiences of the people written about in the Bible. We learn from choices they made. We learn from what wisdom looks like by reading about their lives. Their accounts and experiences reveal more about God and who He is and what He's like. The Bible invites us to observe what happens on its pages and helps us then live our lives in response to what we find there. And over time, we discover that it influences the decisions we make. Practically speaking, what does this look like? Well, here are a few easy steps to reading the Bible and using it as a lamp in your life. First, read a passage from the Bible for 10 minutes. John is a great place to start. The other Gospels, Psalms, and Proverbs are also great. The point is to spend 10 dedicated minutes just reading. And as you read, think about what you can observe from the writer's life or what they talk about. Second, talk to someone about what you read. Maybe that's a leader at church or another trusted adult. And for as long as there has been the Bible, there have been traditions of talking about it and debating it and asking questions about it with other people. Reading and learning the Bible was never intended to be a solo event. So when you invite other people in with their experience and their own wisdom, they'll be able to help you understand what the Bible may be lighting up in your own life. And third, memorize it. Pick a verse and commit it to memory. Deciding to memorize a verse is like making a decision to pack a flashlight for a camping trip, just in case you need it. When you memorize a verse, you're tucking away something that you may not need right now, but what might be helpful later. And when you do need it, the wisdom and truth of what you've memorized will come to mind, and it'll help you know what to do from that moment forward. The Bible brings things to light. It may not always give us the specific answers that we want in the moment, but over time, it illuminates the entire path of our lives. And that's why there are people in your church who talk about how the Bible has changed their lives. It can be confusing and tricky at times. But for anybody who knows how to play the guitar or the drums, it was confusing and tricky for them at first too. We have to put in the time to see the benefits of the Bible. And over time, it will help us better understand ourselves, others, and God. And when we use it like it was meant to be used, it can make our lives bigger and better. The question is this: are you willing to give it some time? Are you willing to stick with it until it begins to light up your life? I think you'll be glad that you did.
Alright guys, so as you know, or as you've heard before in another previous video, is I myself was not raised or not brought up to spend time reading the Bible. So it's been kind of a journey for me to get into that habit or that mindset anyway. So what's really helped me, and like Trey said, the Bible brings things to light. Well, what's really brought the Word to light in my mind or my eyes is worship music. That was kind of an easier transition for me, rather than just sitting down with a bunch of words that at the time I couldn't relate to. I didn't have the Explain series to help me out with that. When Rachel and I lived in Kansas City, she had heard on the local station there, the local worship station, they called it 30 Days of Love. And it was challenging yourself to listen to this station 30 days in a row, and they guaranteed a happier life for those 30 days and then some. We tried it. I think Rachel made it a lot longer than I did. I don't know that I was able to make it even a couple days, but fast forward to being here in Hiawatha and getting in touch when tied in with the FBC, I found myself listening to the worship music that we had on Sundays, and then having questions about them or hearing lyrics that kind of I had no idea of, right? Reckless Love was one of them, and they say something about leaves the 99, and I had to stop and ask, well, what's the 99? What are they explaining? So what I'm trying to say is that got me curious, that drew me in, that made me want to learn, that made me want to dig into it deeper, and it was very flowing for me. It was very easy to follow rather than sitting down and memorizing verses. And that one thing is the 99 was part of a parable talking about a shepherd and a sheep, where one was lost, the 99 were saved. Well, God went after to help save, or the shepherd went off to save the one lost. And that parable, that idiom, or however you want to call it, is going to be stuck with me for the rest of my life. So it's going to be one of those things that's buried in my heart. So in the foreseeable future, if something were to come up, that one, that's relatable to that one, I'll always have it. And that's what Trey was saying in his video there. If you're not treating it as a search engine, where a one and done kind of thing, where you've got all this information just kind of held, right there in your heart, it's going to help guide your life a lot better than just searching for the immediate thing. So I hope you enjoyed it, and that was a little bit of my story. So thank you.
And welcome to another episode of Live with Paul and Rachel show. So it's a crazy time right now, right? And we are in the middle of quarantine, and so when we were ready to record our next episode, we have to do it from our house. And so when we were trying to think of who we could do that with, we've already interviewed each other, and so we thought, well, there's only two other creatures that we could interview that would be entertaining. And so we thought, let's just go ahead and interview the other people that live with us. So up next, we're going to interview our children. We'll see what they think about us, see if they get to know us. I think they might have an idea of who we are, and it might be kind of fun to see, the idea of kids say the darndest things. So we'll get to know Joseph and Jacob and see what it's like to be in the mind of a 4 and 6-year-old. So up next, Joseph and Jacob Schaefer.
Yay!
Woo! Hey boys, come on over.
Have a seat.
You say
Well-
hey?
Hey,
Welcome to the Paul and Rachel show. We got Jacob and Joseph.
What do you guys think? You excited to be a part of it?
Can you tell everybody watching hi?
hi.
So we're going to do this just like the other ones. We're going to ask them questions, and you guys give your answers, and we'll just go from there and have some fun, okay?
And then we'll play a game. Deal? All right. Okay.
Okay, the first question, boys. If you spent all day outside, what would you do?
If I was older, I'll go on a bike ride.
You're gonna go on a bike ride?
If I was older, then I would drive a car.
Oh, okay.
What about right now when you're 6 and 4? What do you like to do outside?
When I'm driving a car.
Oh, you want to drive a car? Okay.
I want to drive my on a bike to someone's house and have a play
Play
date.
date? Okay.
Okay. Question number 2. If you opened a store, what would you sell?
Also trucks.
You'd sell trucks?
Also a pickup
Pickup trucks?
and people.
Oh, you'd sell people. We don't sell people.
You sell 2
like-
people.
Also real people.
Okay. So, boys, what is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite is Heel.
You like to eat at home?
Yeah.
Home's your favorite restaurant?
I like
That's a
the
pretty awesome
Daddy's
answer.
a pretty good cook, isn't
That's
he?
a pretty awesome answer.
Who's your
What's your-
favorite cook, Jacob? Daddy or mommy? Both of us.
What's your favorite
I
restaurant?
like the place where you where you get your food all by yourself.
The buffet? Yeah.
I like that.
Good one.
Okay, so this will be the. If you could travel on a plane and go anywhere, where would you go?
I would go. I'll go to the beach.
The beach? That's an awesome answer.
I'll go to Kansas City.
You'd go to Kansas City?
No, California.
California? Perfect. Okay, now if you made one rule at home, what would it be?
Any rule. You can make any rule you wanted.
I wanted to put candy. I want to sleep all day.
Candy all around the house and you would sleep all day? That
Candy.
sounds like pretty awesome. Pretty awesome rules.
Okay, guys. What is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday in a hotel.
You're doing it in hotel. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Halloween and Christmas
Cool.
because we get to have presents and then we get to have candy.
Come here, Jacob.
Jacob, have a seat and answer your question.
What's your favorite holiday? No, don't touch it. Come here, babe.
Come here.
Come here.
Jacob, what's your favorite holiday?
I just want
4th of July, Christmas.
A little 4-year-old
4th of
distraction. Just-
July. 4th of July.
4th of July? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, how about this, Jacob? If you were a teacher and you could teach somebody anything you wanted, what would you teach them?
Yeah.
How to be a
Yep.
ninja? Okay.
I would teach them how to be nice and respectful and learn how to be so they can read and have great time.
That is an awesome answer, kiddo.
Very good. Okay, how about this, Jacob
Mommy.
and Joseph? Jacob, what makes you proud of your family?
Making me dinner.
They make you dinner? I think a couple of the teens would say the same thing. What about you? What makes you proud of your family?
We get to have fun and we get to go get to see our family and we get to go see friends and get to have good holidays and get to have
Awesome.
What makes you feel loved, Jacob?
snuggling,
Snuggling?
Yeah.
mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
What makes you feel loved?
I feel loved to have a great house and I have my 2 parents.
Awesome.
That's good. All right, last silly question. You want to be as small as an ant or as big as the Hulk?
No, here's beautiful.
As big as the Hulk?
You guys already Hulk smash anyway, don't you?
Nice, smash it.
Okay, so that was really fun.
Listen to mommy.
You guys are really awesome. You were a
Hey,
fun
hey,
interview.
Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
so next we're going to play a silly game. Are you ready for this?
You ready to play a game?
All right, so this game is we are going to play a little card game, okay?
It's going to be little boys against adults.
It's going to be
Well,
kids against the parents. What do you guys think?
We're not quite adults.
Now, who do you think is going to win? Do you think the kids are going to win, or do you
Kids.
think the kids are going to win, or the parents?
Kids.
All right, now we have it's kind of a numbers game. You have to see what number is bigger.
You guys.
You think we're gonna win? Okay, and you're gonna draw a card, and whatever card is bigger, well, you might get to do something with a cup of water. We'll see. This game is called Water Wars. You ready? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna flip the card, and whoever has the bigger card gets to grab a cup and pick a person on this side. Ready?
Just put it down
Put it down. Up here.
so we can see it.
Turn it over. Got a
4.
4. A 10. You ready? Okay, it's your turn.
Your turn, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It was a 2.
Oh, we
You
tied.
didn't both get to do it.
Go
you get
for
to
it.
do it.
Oh,
Not at me.
I didn't get you.
No, not yet. We have to turn cards over, Jacob. Put it down. Daddy gets to do it.
Oh, it slipped. It slipped. Not yet. You gotta
Okay,
draw your
turn
card.
a card. Oh, nope, it's brother's turn.
Hold on. Go over here.
All the small cards. Okay. Okay, pick a card.
A 9.
Ooh.
Mommy's up.
7. Which one's bigger, Jakey? A 9 or 7?
9.
You get to do it. Okay, it's Daddy's turn. Oh, it's your turn. Uh-oh.
An 8.
Ah!
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, Jakey, it's me and you. Ready? Me! Oh, I didn't even get you. Okay, it's Daddy
And Joseph.
and Joseph. Ready?
Flip your card.
I'm gonna get my.
You get yours ready? 5. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't turn them over yet, Jakey. Okay, go. Okay, whose turn is it? Me and Jakey?
Yep.
7, 8.
Oh,
Ready?
no. You had your glasses on.
Okay, Daddy and
Go for it,
Who?
Joseph. Oh, no. Oh, 3.
Joseph,
You're
it's
up.
Daddy.
You won.
This one.
Uh-oh.
No! No! 3. Daddy,
Me? A 3. No, hold on. We got tied. Here, we both get to. You ready?
Okay, Joseph, it's me and you. Ready? Okay, I think we're the last one. A 9. No! You get to pick anybody.
Really?
Let's go.
That's my
Ready? Oh, you
boy.
went to
Jakey,
do
you're
it.
up.
I love you guys. All right, you guys. Hold on. We have
Boys,
one more question.
boys.
No, Joseph.
Joseph,
Come
come
here.
here.
We have one more question.
Joseph, come here.
Come here. We have one more question to ask, and you gotta look at the camera. You gotta ask it. Okay. Here's what I want you to tell them. Okay. I want you guys to tell everybody what you think. What do you think about Jesus? What do you like? Just anything you think about Jesus.
I love you.
You love Jesus?
I love Jesus. I love Jesus.
You think he's a pretty cool guy?
Now I'm gonna do something.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this episode of the Paul and Rachel Show. And as always,
You're loved.
you guys are loved. That's what we get for doing it by the pool. And this is the aftermath of the video.